Hello friends, welcome back. We are starting a new playlist today and that's design thinking. This is one of the most happening areas and with design thinking, you will be able to innovate things much faster in a much usable manner. We are going to discuss all those and these sessions will be very interesting. We'll have case studies. I'll also give you assignments, try doing that and we can discuss the answers as well on a live session whenever needed. Let's go into the session right away and this is going to be all fun. First question, why design thinking? This is the first question that we need to answer. Before even understanding, we getting into what is design thinking, we need to get into why design thinking. The moment you build a product, the moment you think about a product, it should meet the user's expectation. It should be usable. You should build what the user needs. That's why we need design thinking. When you think with design thinking perspective, you will be able to meet that perspective. Design thinking is an approach which always puts the user's needs and experiences first. For every solution, it is going to be user's needs and experiences. You will always think from the user's perspective. You will put yourselves in the user's shoe and you will start designing. It is always non-linear. It is iterative process. It is more connected about understanding the users, challenging the assumptions and redefining the problems. We are going to end of the day create innovative solutions. Thinking like a designer will transform the way you develop the products, services, or even processes. And even a good thinker can change the strategy, can design better strategy. This was conveyed by design thinking god Tim Brown. So, design thinking is very important for us to create something which is going to be useful, will be used by the user in a nice way, and very friendly for the user to use it as well. That's the thing that we need to understand end of the day. All right. We will take a case study immediately for you to understand how design thinking can save a company from becoming bankrupt to a most profitable company. Airbnb's successful design thinking story. The hosts were reluctant to list their properties and guests were unsure about staying in strangers' home by the time the Airbnb was launched. It was a real problem where I was not ready to give my house and strangers were also not convenient in staying in somebody's house. So it's stranger to stranger connection also. So this was a real problem and the revenue was very low, as much as just 200 USD. So the founders were smart enough. They started applying the design thinking principles and they empathized with the users and they spent time by understanding what is the pain point, why this business is not going up, why users are having apprehensions towards using our services. So they went into the user shoe and they started realizing this is called empathy. Right. What is the key here? The photos of the properties were subpar. They did not meet the expectations and that did not actually reflect the actual experience that the person would get, that the guest would get. So they went to the next level where they rented a camera and they improved the photography. They made a platform and they made it more user friendly. They improved the user trust and satisfaction. Now, every user when they visit Airbnb's website, they get complete satisfaction. And Airbnb, because of this design thinking approach, went from near failure to becoming a multi-billion dollar company. The users are now trusting the platform. The hosts are benefiting from the increased bookings that they get through the property being listed there. So understand the users and get the trust of the users. Get the users a feeling that they'll be comfortable using this product. That's what is going to lead you to success. That's the one that transformed Airbnb's business as well. They went with design thinking thought process. They had the empathy with the customer and they understood what is the pain point. And that's how they became successful. I got a screenshot of the Airbnb's website and this cannot be any better. So they have created an amazing platform where you and I can understand what's available, we can visualize, and this will increase our connect with the person who is going to rent their place for us to stay. That way, they will get benefit, we will get a comfortable experience, and most importantly, Airbnb will get a lot of revenue as well. The most important point that you should remember here is how people would want to use what you make. You are engineering product, you are designing product for them, for the people to use, and you should understand how they will use. Empathy is the best way that is required for you to understand and to design product. You should think as a user. You should think as the end user who is going to use the product. And that way, when you think, I'm sure you will design the product better. Design thinking is going to emphasize more on this, and that's why it is very special. Right. Harvard Review has given a very clear statement. It's published in the Harvard Review. When your innovation is human centric, it is called design thinking. That's all. How simple. No one can make it any simpler. When your innovation is human centric, it's called design thinking. That's it. Yes, when you make an innovation, that should be human centric. I'm going to show you a very simple story here. That's from GE. We all know the MRI engines, right? MRI scan engines. We know that. It's really scary. Particularly, think about children who have to go through that scanning when required. It is really frightening. It is a machine look. Children are totally uncomfortable. And the GE healthcare team really went ahead and they had the empathy. They observed how children interacted with the equipment and they interviewed both the parents and the medical staff to understand what's the kind of anxiety that is involved. And then they created a pirate adventure theme where the scanning room was designed like a ship and children obviously were in a different mode to get into the scanning and the children became pirates. So during the scan, there were no ruckus and this is the equipment that they designed. So it was even more easier. It was even more easier for the children to accept that they are going into the scanning and it's going to be fun for them. This is design thinking. They had empathy. They solved the problem. They really solved the problem in terms of getting the results available as well. This increased their business. Most importantly, they saw themselves from users' shoe. They saw themselves from the children who are really getting frightened in terms of using this machine. So this is called design thinking. They redesigned. They thought over it and they redesigned. So the result is very simple. The new design has significantly reduced the anxiety from the children. Children were very cooperative later on and it reduced the need for sedatives. Earlier, sedatives had to be given for children who are not really cooperating to get into the scanning engine. So focus on the user's emotion, focus on user's experience, then you will obviously go ahead and get innovative solution which is going to be friendly solution for the users. Particularly if you're designing something like medical applications, it has to be really very good application which can be patient friendly. If it is complex, it's going to be complex for you as well to run the business. It's simple. Understand the user, give user the best. With that, I complete the session. Next session, we'll have more discussions. Thank you very much. And if you like the channel and the content, please go ahead and subscribe. Give a thumbs up as well. Thank you.